It's coming. 对，刚好
Are you dreaming of a bright future? Somewhere the children can be free. Will you risk it all to tell the truth? Yeah, my friend, you are not alone. You are not alone here. Don't fear, you are not alone here. Don't wait, there's plenty more of us here. Yeah, yeah, my friend, you are not alone. Are you tired of feeling so invisible? Are you sick of silencing your voice? My friend, you are not alone. Are you dreaming of a bright future? Somewhere the children can be free. Will you risk it all to tell the truth? Yeah, my friend, you are not alone. You are not alone here. Don't fear, you are not alone here. Don't wait, there's plenty more of us here. Yeah, yeah, my friend, you are not alone. Are you tired of feeling so invisible? Are you sick of silencing your voice?
Good morning. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I
Here
am.
we have
Good morning.
afternoon.
Oh, it's right. Yes, it's good morning for us, but good afternoon
Yeah.
for you all. You are so welcome, and we are delighted that you've taken some time out of your day or your evening to join us here at the Real Me Academy. My name is Katrina Crilly, and I am the founder of the Real Me Academy, and I will tell you a little bit more about me later, because you didn't come here to find out about me. You'll also see on the screen there's two Katrina Crillys, but that's because Aileen is here, and Aileen works with me in the Real Me Academy, and will be helping me with the webinar. And then, of course, you all know Anne. And Anne is here to facilitate the webinar as well, and to keep me in line, Anne, and not talk too fast. So that's the most important thing, the most important message for you all this afternoon for you is that the most important message for you this afternoon is that you get the information that you need to get. And Anne will, if you have any questions, if you pop them into the chat box, then Anne is going to gather up those questions, and she at the end will let me know what those questions are, and then we will go on to help answer those questions for you. So basically, you're all very welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here. And we are going to start off by basically saying that the reason we are here is because we are all aligned to a mission, which I hope that we will share with you over the course of the next 16 minutes or so. And please ask questions in the chat box. If I am speaking too fast, If you do not understand what it is that I am saying, please pop. Anne is keeping an eye on the chat box, and she will make sure that I repeat anything, or Anne can translate for me. Isn't that okay, Anne?
Yes, sure.
Good. So before we get into it, we're going to ask you now just to sit back for about 7 minutes. We are going to show you a little snapshot of what it is that our intention is behind the Real Me Academy, and how we have 2 age groups which we will show you, but that I want to share with you a little bit of the entertainment side and the characters that we teach the material to the children through these characters. So 7 minutes of your time, just sit back and for a moment let your inner child come out and experience what it would be like for a child in the Real Me Academy. Anne, are you okay?
Yes, I just want to let them know that they can translate that under the, I will let them know this function. 所以那个大家，如果你想要即时中文翻译，刚好下面有这个功能哦，他们有设定好。那在下面显示字幕 CC 的地方，你点了之后，你可以选择你想要的语言，然后它就会出现了翻译。如果大家需要英文的话 ，OK， 那我把时间go give back to you. Yeah, Katrina?
Perfect. So we will just, Aileen, if you want to go ahead.
Hello there! I am so glad you can join me on this adventure of getting to know the real me. I'm a bee that is always learning and growing to become the bee I really want to be. Do you want to be like me and learn and grow to become a better me? I go out every morning to gather nectar and pollen from the flowers for the community beehive. All the bees do this to make honey and share with their friends and family. I love honey. But today is different. I'm going to learn about the magic word, attitude.
Buzz, come on, get up. Don't you want to go collect pollen?
No.
Not again. Oh. Magic, can you help him, please? Lately, he's been in a terrible mood, and it's becoming a bad habit. We need to fix this so we can stay friends, because it's no fun being around him when he behaves like this.
Okay, I know what we have to do to change Buzz's bad attitude. I think it's time you both come with me to learn the secret and meet the wise oak tree who has helped me so much.
Huh? Let's go!
Where are we going? Why are you making us go so far? I'm tired, and this is such a waste of time.
We're almost there, and trust me, Buzz, you're going to love my friend, the wise oak tree, and it will really help you feel better.
Well, if you think so.
We are in the land of Beamy. This land teaches us how to become one's true self and live a happy and successful life. Isn't it the most amazing place you ever did see?
I guess. All right, I will give it a go. It's not so bad here, I suppose.
We're here. Okay, now, Close your eyes and all together say, I want to know the secret. Okay? On 3. 1, 2, 3. I want to know the secret.
Buzz, did you close your eyes?
Sorry.
Buzz, this time say it with more feeling and from your heart. With your eyes closed.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, one more time, guys, with lots of feeling and love. 1, 2, 3. I want to know the secret. Hello, wise oak tree. Do you remember me? I am Magic, and my friend brought me to you last time to learn the secret.
Yes, of course I remember you, Magic. Welcome back.
I've brought my best friends, Buzz and Dimples, because they need to learn the secret too. Could you please teach them about the power of thoughts and what the magic word is?
Of course. I will tell them all about it. The magic word is attitude. It truly is the magic word. Your attitude determines where you go in life. It is everything. It is the foundation of failure or success. Bad attitude, bad results. Good attitude, good results. Now, attitude is a different thing for each person. If you ask 100 people what their attitude is, they will all probably give you a different answer. I will give you the answer to what it really is. Attitude is the composite of our thoughts, feelings, and our actions. It is like a cake. If someone gave you a cake, you wouldn't say, "That is some good flour and frosting." You would say, "This is a great cake," because it is a composite of different ingredients that we call cake. You see, your thoughts, feelings, and attitude is an energy that you send off into the universe. And whatever you send off is going to come back to you. And that, my friends, is the secret. Now be sure to remember this lesson and repeat it every day in order to change your attitude.
Oh, we are so grateful for this lesson. We'll remember and repeat it every day. Thank you, wise oak tree.
Oh, come visit me anytime. Goodbye, my friends.
That was amazing!
You see, Buzz, if you think negative thoughts, you have negative feelings, which create negative actions. Just like when we met you today, you were so grumpy. Instead of focusing on being tired, you should focus on helping your community by collecting pollen and nectar and being grateful.
Let's try it, Buzz. Think about having lots of energy and fun collecting lots and lots of pollen and nectar. Close your eyes and visualize it.
Yes, Buzz, try it. Close your eyes and see what you want to happen.
I see it. I see it. And I can smell it. And everyone looks so happy that I'm helping. And I'm having fun, too.
There you go, Buzz. Think about what makes you happy and watch what happens. It might not happen immediately, but you have to believe that it will.
Thank you, Magic and Dimples. You're my best friends. I am so happy that you took me to the wise oak tree. Because now, I know how to change my attitude and get the results I want. Things are gonna be great.
That's right. Believe that you can, and you will succeed.
Who wants to get some cake?
So I hope you enjoyed that. Certainly your inner child should have enjoyed it. And I saw just a couple of little heads of children. Hi. Hello. So I'm really delighted. We've got a dancer with us this morning.
Oh, we got a
Hi.
hello.
Hello.
Oh, it's so good. So you stay and join us. How about that? So what you were able to see there was Buzz and Friends. So Buzz and Friends are the characters that we teach the principles, and there's lots of teachings that I could take out of that very short 7 minutes. But the one teaching, just to give you a little flavor of what we do, one of the teachings to come out of that, you can hear the word attitude. And the other part of it is thoughts do become things. So we are what we think about. If we think negative thoughts, we will go out into the world with a negative attitude. If we think positive thoughts, we will go out into the world with a positive attitude. And the reason for that is because our thoughts are automatically connected to our physical body, because that helps us move energy through our body. We get the feeling of the thoughts, and then that is how we go out and interact with the world. And ultimately, when we look at children and we look at their results, we can, just like adults, because we are all just big children, you know, we move through different phases in life, but we ultimately have the same mind and the same actions as we potentially had when we were a child. So we need to understand that the results that we are getting in life is a direct reflection of how we are thinking, how we are feeling. And when we put all of that together, when we put our thoughts and we put our feelings and we put our actions together, that basically is our attitude. But ultimately, a lot of times when we are talking to children or we're talking to young adults, you know, we say things like, you've got a poor attitude. Your attitude to your studies is not going to get you the results that you want. But ultimately, we don't spend the time really educating the child about, how do I change my attitude? What is my attitude? And here in the Real Me Academy, that is one aspect. And we share with you as we go through the webinar other things that we teach children. I am just going to share a few slides with you that will help you understand our mission here in the Academy. I am assuming because you're all here that you're aligned to our mission, because you understand by the very fact that you're here with us this afternoon and you are taking time out of your day to find out what we do and how we can serve you, is because you can identify with the problem. And we do have a problem. I am sure that it is no different for you where you're at in comparison to where we are at here in the north of Ireland. We are in a crisis in relation to our children and how our children are thinking and how our children are navigating their world. So I just want to share with you coming off the back of that video that we shared with you, and it's really important to understand that that's just one snippet of how we use characters to teach children. But it is important with us as adults, and Anne, you can tell me whether or not this will make sense, but even as an adult, it is important sometimes that we stand back and we experience what it would be like for a child to come into the Real Me Academy. And a very simple way that I could help you this morning is to ask you the question, think of a situation that you were in recently that maybe didn't go the way you wanted it to go, that you didn't get the results that you wanted in life, that something didn't work out according to how you had planned for it to work out. And I want you to think about, how did you react to that situation? The normal way of reacting initially is to think that, oh, this didn't work out for me, and have negative thoughts around it, and feel sorry for ourselves because it didn't work out. And if that happens, and you're thinking like that, and you're thinking negatively about the situation, and then you go into victim mode because of, oh, things never work out for me, I don't know why I try, because it never works out. It always works out for other people, but not for me. And I get into this state where I begin to think. And my attitude then is one of victim mode, feeling sorry for myself. And automatically when that happens, inside, even as I speak to you this morning, even as I am sharing this with you, I myself, because I've entertained those thoughts in my head, I can feel my body, I can feel my energy change. Even though that's not my normal way of thinking, I can automatically, because I'm sharing this with you, I can feel a shift in my energy inside my body. And because of that, my mood has now changed. And because my mood has changed, it means that I will interact differently with people as I come across them during the day. So what we want to do is we want to take children and we want to help them realize that sometimes in our outside world, things won't work out. That is pretty much going to be the case. It won't work out. But our mission here in the Academy, our mission is to educate and empower children to develop confidence, self-esteem, inner belief, and resilience, so that they can live a successful and fulfilling life. And this is what the really important part of this is that in your child's life, you are not going to be able to remove the challenges that they come across, particularly as they move out of being a child into a teenager, into an adult. The natural course is that we as parents, we have to step back. But what we need to do is we need to equip our children with the skills and the knowledge and the coping mechanisms that when they do face those challenges, that they don't fall into the trap of negative thinking, because we have to remember that thoughts become things. We are what we think about. So if we have children going through the world with a lack of confidence and a lack of self-esteem and no belief in themselves, then ultimately what is going to happen is your child will stay within their comfort zone. They will lack imagination and they will lack creativity. We want them to grow and learn to achieve their goals and their aspirations. Now, I don't want to labour all that long on the problem, because as I said, you are here this morning because you recognise there is a problem. But the problem that we have is the number of children who are experiencing high levels of anxiety is doubled from 2012. Now, this is worldwide data that I'm giving you based on 29 different studies that have been carried out throughout the world. And this data is only about those who actually admitted there was a problem. There are many, many, many people who are unaware. We have many adults who are unaware. And thankfully, you this afternoon joining us already tells me that your awareness is much higher than a lot of people in your population and in my population. There are a lot of people sleepwalking through this problem who won't admit that their child is suffering. We have people who will say, oh, my child doesn't need this. And my response is, your child doesn't need more confidence. Your child doesn't need help to build their self-esteem. Your child doesn't need resilience. There is no child born currently that does not need all of those things. But what actually is awareness. And I will share with you that if we don't become part of the solution, we will stay part of the problem. And you can see the data that I have on the screen that will, I mean, we have 39.2% of 6 to 16-year-olds who have had a deterioration in their mental health since 2017. Now, this is the data, you know, coming off the back of the pandemic. We can see very clearly that 1 in 6 children aged 5 to 16 are likely to have mental health problems. Now, I can share with you from my experience, both as an educator, as a principal of a school that has over 1,300 children in it. I have been working with children for 23 years. I am a mother of 2 children, and I can share with you some of the reasons why this is, and that is because our children lack creativity and imagination, and our environment, when they are born as young children and they learn to walk and they learn to talk. I'll just move past that. As they are learning to walk and they are learning to talk, we nurture them. They have everything inside of them that they need to be able to walk and talk. And I just want you for a moment, just bear with me for a moment so that I can help raise your awareness. When your child is born, all of the children that you work with, the children that you are trying to help, which is why you've taken time out of your day to come on here, think back to when those children were born. They were born into nurturing environments that when they started to learn how to walk and how to talk, they didn't look around them and the first time they fell down, not get back up. When they were learning to walk, naturally they fell down, they got back up, they fell down, they got back up, they didn't stop, they didn't give up, they didn't think thoughts of, I am not good enough at walking. They didn't think thoughts of, other children are better than me at walking. They didn't think and judge themselves on their ability to master the task of walking. Why? Because they had everything they needed inside them to help them navigate that very complex task. And when our children get older and when they're at that toddler age, their imagination is flying. They have the most creative time in their lives where they want to be all of these different things. We give them pages to color and we give them pages to share with us beautiful drawings and pictures, and they come and show us the pictures. And we celebrate with them and we tell them how wonderful they are because they have drawn this picture that sometimes my children give me a picture and I didn't really understand what it was on the page. But I still went with it and I told them how wonderful they were and how creative they were and what imagination they had. And then we bring our children into school. And then we get them into school. And then we think, where did the imagination go? Because they spend their days in school being told what to think. How to think about their math, how to think about their Chinese language, how to think about their English language, how to think about geography in the world and history in the world. They are told what to think. Why? because we are fixated on programming our children to examinations. And then we program them to examinations, and then the examination result then tells them how good they are. But where did the imagination, because there is no room anymore in our school's curriculum, and I have talked to Anne, and I know this is the case with yourselves as it is with us, there is no room in our school's curriculum to explore the imagination and the creativity side. It is seen as a second class. Children spend either in school being told what to think, or they are in front of a device, accessing games and living a world online. And when they live that world online, their minds are being flooded by what the programmers of the games want them to think, by the other people who are on the games, and those people are interacting. It can quite often be violent. It is most definitely a lot of the time negative programming. So when you think about a child's world, they are sitting in classrooms being told what to think. They are being taught to tests that our society then measures their self-worth against. Then, if they're not doing that, they are then on devices, and we are seeing more and more and more anxiety and mental health disorders coming off the back of children who spend an extraordinary amount of time on screen. And whilst our world is becoming very digitalized, and whilst everything is very accessible, that is, being in school is obviously very good. I am an academic, I am an educator, I know the value of it. We need our children to be in school, and we need to teach our children what to think. We also have children online. It's very important for them to be online and to navigate that world. But there is a gap. And the gap is that our children do not any longer know how to think. Our children are trapped by living a life where they are robots, where they are being programmed by their external environment. And the problem that we are facing here is that most people are unaware of this. Most people are dealing with the problem. Most people are talking about the anxiety, the depression, the disruptive behavior. Most people are talking about children dropping out of school, talking about children self-harming. We are also talking about the fact that children as young as 6 years of age are presenting in schools with heightened levels of self-loathing. They do not like themselves. I will share with you in a second. Aileen will speak to you from her experience, and after this call, we will send you a video of 2 of our parents. One is a teacher in a school. The other one has a small child that I worked with who has gone through the academy, and they will share with you their experiences. But ultimately, one of the children, Rebecca, who I worked with, when Rebecca was 8 years old, Rebecca didn't feel like her life was worth living. Now, I don't know, well, I do know because you're here, and because you're here tells me about your awareness. But there is something fundamentally wrong in our world when an 8-year-old child does not believe that they have enough self-worth to even be living on this earth. And we have so many children who come to my school every day and will go to the schools that you know who are bringing more than their school bag. But the point is that we only deal with the things we see. And we can't see how our children think. We can't see the thoughts that are going through your children's mind in the morning when they're waking up. We can't see them. We get a little bit of a seeing when we know how they're feeling, because how they're feeling tells us how they act. So if they're feeling bad on the inside, generally speaking, they won't be acting in a happy way, because that's not how it works. We are what we think about. So if your child is having negative thoughts, but you're not aware of it, all that you're seeing is how they are acting. So if they are irritable, if there's poor concentration, if there's poor sleep, if there is poor eating habits, for example, those are all signs of how your children are thinking. But we are fixated on dealing with the problem. We are fixated then when we see that our child is unhappy, that our child is anxious, that our child is having difficulty making friends, that our child is not performing in school, that our child is unhappy, not sleeping, not eating. We then go looking for the answer, and we go looking to fix the problem then. But the problem is mental health services. The problem is a diagnosis of anxiety or depression. We're then diagnosing them with suicidal tendencies. We're trying to fix the problem when they've dropped out of school. We're trying to fix the problem when they've dropped out of university. Because let me tell you, from working with children in the academy and also working with children in my own school, is that if we keep fixing the problem and we take our Band-Aid and we put it over the crack, it is like building a house. None of us on here would dare to build a house if we knew that the ground that we were going to build it on was not solid. It would be a very silly thing to do. But yet no, we do the same thing. We know that our children's minds are not sound. They are not thinking the way that they should be thinking, but we continue in school to fill them full of content, to go to an exam, and yes, they may pass the exam. That's fact. I've seen lots and lots of children pass exams, but sooner or later, these cracks are going to appear. And I want to make sure that Eileen is going to share with you her experience now of, as an adult, she knew about the cracks, but didn't know how to fix the cracks, went on to accomplish very highly academically, but had to stop and go back and repair as an adult. So Eileen, I'm just going to stop sharing here for a second. Please, I'm going to ask you, please stay with us for a moment, because even though I'm talking to you about the problem, I keep saying this, but you're here, so you're aware. Let us help you with the solution, because after Eileen talks to you, we are going to share with you our solution, and I'm going to share with you why I felt so strongly that there had to be a solution. There had to be something else.
Hi there, everyone. Nice to meet you all. So when I was at school, and Katrina talks about it eloquently, but for me, as someone who suffered from it, I felt I wasn't smart, I wasn't enough, and it didn't matter. You see, this is the problem that we have in life, is this exam. Yes, it is needed, but it is not your worth. And if we just married that with your worth, I, as an adult, would not, as 38, would not have had to go back and spend 2 years in therapy to try and repair what I felt, because this is what we're not taught. We are not taught that if you are programmed at the age of 7 and you go into being an adult, you still think and believe what you thought of as a 7-year-old. So for me, I achieved a first-class honours, which is the highest accomplishment you can get in your undergrad. I got a scholarship to study in one of the best schools in Ireland. I got a scholarship to study in one of the best schools in the United States. None of that compares to what I did to myself to try and prove that I was smart. And if you do not have it internally, you will look for it externally. And I can tell you this, that is the most dangerous exam that you will ever give to a child. To tell a child, find your worth based on what somebody else thinks. And now, and I've worked in this program, and I went through everything that Katrina has designed, and this comes from a very scientific, proven, based program, and I've worked on it. And it was when I worked on it that I said to myself, I have a problem. Imagine at 38 years of age, I spent 25 years of my life trying to prove to the world that I was good enough. And the only person I had to prove to was myself. And Katrina has designed, I'm telling you, right? You will, at some point in life, we're all here as adults. We know that there's an issue. My nephew yesterday got exam results to see if he was good enough to get into a school. And Katrina sat with a mother yesterday, and the young girl was devastated that her results wasn't good enough. And even listening to Katrina yesterday taught me something. Katrina said, your exam results in 2 years over 2 tests showed what you were able to recall. What it didn't show was your dedication, your hard work, your ethics, your commitment, your resilience, your emotional capacity to choose studying over playing with your friends. If you had have graded that, you would have been a band 1. Now, I am self-employed. I can tell you this, I would rather have a child or someone coming to work with me with a great attitude, great determination over someone who is intelligent and everything is handed to them. And I can't emphasize this because I am that child that struggled for years. And I do not want for your children to be 38 and spending 2 years in therapy to undo the programming that was in my mind that I wasn't good enough. So we're going to show you the solution now, and I'm telling you, as an adult, this is unbelievable what Katrina has designed.
Thank you, Eileen. And sadly, we have way too many adults that feel this way. And so my mission is, you will see here at the bottom, you have a choice. Every single person on this planet has a choice, but they're not aware of it. And there is only the 2 options. The 2 options are prepare or repair. Either way, every single human being on the planet has got to make a decision. but they're not aware of the decision that they need to make until it is too late. So we have about 97% of the population who are spending time, money, loss of years repairing old programming that started when they were about 7 years old. But they don't realize that there is another way. And the other way is to prepare. So let's stop repairing our children when they become adults. Let's stop being on the sideline watching a game unfold that we know is going to end in disaster. And let's get onto the pitch and let's be proactive and let's start preparing our children so that they do not become broken adults. And our children, your children, the young of today are at more and more increasing risk of them having to repair. So Aileen is going to, I've already talked about this. We had a video on as you were joining. What is the alternative? Well, the alternative is if we don't prepare, we're going to have to repair. That's it. But the alternative is stand back and watch children have heightened levels of anxiety and depression, suicidal tendencies, drop out of school. Why? Because they don't feel good enough. And the really important thing that Aileen said there is that it doesn't matter how academic you are. If you are not living life from the inside out, being the real me, you will eventually at some point in your life, be you 38, 48, 25, you are going to waken up one morning and that adult is going to realize that investment is required because they won't be able to continue any longer. So what I'm asking you is, if you want this for your child, if you want to improve, if you want to create, if you want to eliminate, if you want any of these things here, then you are in the right place. If you want to improve confidence, emotional regulation, resilience, self-love, the most fundamental thing that every single human being on this planet should have is self-love. We have children that self-love is too far. We have children that don't even have self-like. I mean, we have 6-year-olds. I have them in my academy who don't like themselves. Why? Because they are judging themselves against social media, online, friends, etc. If you want leaders, if you want children with a winning attitude, if you want your children to have high aspirations, and this is not an alternative. This is not it's either academic or this. I am going to tell you very strongly that if you want your child to succeed academically, they need this. This is the foundation upon which the academics is created. Because if you have a winning attitude, if you're a leader, if you're a goal achiever, if you have got resilience, if you've got coping skills, if you can make decisions, if you can problem solve, if you can communicate well, you are going to be a high academic. There is no two ways about that. That is scientifically proven. We have the data here. So Aileen, if you wouldn't mind, I will stop sharing and I will come back to this. If you would just take our lovely people here who have been so kind and so patient listening to us this morning. And getting, if you haven't noticed already, I become a little bit passionate about this and could talk all day. So my apologies if I have kept you too long. But Aileen, I will hand it over to you to explain what is in front of what's on the screen right now.
Okay, so the Real Me Academy is bigger than just a program. It's an ecosystem that we ensure that your child creates a habit of this. You know, so this is not a quick fix solution. This is about embedding into your child these things that are not taught, and it is not taught anywhere, only here. Katrina has spent the last 4 or 5 years, Katrina, designing this.
About 6 years ago, I started this because I realized that there was a gap in the curriculum and that we were pumping out children who were having data about their results and exams, but they were completely and absolutely lost. They didn't know who they were, or they didn't know what they were about. So 6 years ago, as a principal of a school, I started to be part of the solution. I didn't really know where I was going with it, but I just realized that I've had enough time. I just wasn't going to watch it any longer. So I started it 6 years ago, and it has been evolving and evolving to the Real Me Academy now, because as Aileen said, this is an ecosystem where all aspects of the child will be addressed. Their academic, their social, their emotional. So yeah, quickly, Aileen, then. Sorry, I don't know why that's not moving before.
So when you come in here, these are the programs that we have, right? And in the Be Me at Home, and then we've got Mind Me, you will have 12 different lessons that will teach your child how to think. So from gratitude to self-image to thinking about, you know, how they should start their day, how to face adversity. So this is all in here. And then we have one that goes into more advanced, the scientific route behind it. So everything that you see here is on this platform, and it's all science-based. This is not something that that you can get in Google. This is all, Katrina has designed this, has worked with the best of the best in the world to come up with this program. And here, for example, is where you can come in and get anything that we've done in the past. The pods is where, this is where you would have come in here and access this webinar. You have a parents monthly call. Now, what I think is the most exciting thing about this program, aside from the lessons itself, is the expert speaker we have each month. So we have already aligned a top doctor in the US. We have aligned one of the top specialists in children's therapy already on the program. We have a nutritionist coming on. So we have this all designed so that you are getting support. This will be the first ever parents community where you will get support every single month. Not just once a month, twice a month. You will have your parents' support, and you will have the expert speakers call. And then, because this is all about children, the children then will set their goals each week. And they will come in here, as you can see down the left-hand side. This is what we call the supporting the growth tools. The growth tools. And then they will come on each month, and they will, as children collectively, say, I've done this well, I didn't do this well, because failure is not, failure is probably a bad word, but failure is important because it enables a child to grow. If we don't fail, we don't grow. So the children come on here and they speak about everything that they've learned. and children will learn from children. So it's a very good community to be involved in because everyone is thinking on the same level. It's a very positive community to be a part of. So Katrina, I'll let you go on and talk about the growth tools.
Okay, so if you're looking for a quick fix for your child, this is not the place for you. And you know, that is really, really important that you hear me say that. Because when your child was trying to learn how to get on their bike and learn how to ride a bike, they didn't go out and within 5 minutes know how to ride a bike. When your child is learning to play the piano, they don't go to one lesson of piano and all of a sudden they are a concert pianist. Why? Because you have got to build up the neurological pathways that are required for the skill. And you have got to build the habit. And that is why, this is the thing about this, you cannot unlearn this. Once you increase your level of awareness, you can never come back down in awareness. And what I mean by that is, if you have learned to ride a bike, cycle, and you don't do it for 3 years, as soon as you get back on that bike, you will know how to do it. Why? Because the neurological pathways are there, the programming is there, and the memory is there. How did you get to that? Because it was repetition, it was commitment, it was discipline, and that is what is required here. This is not a quick fix. There are plenty. If you go on to Google, you will get any number of programs that are 6 weeks long, that is mindfulness. You will get all of those. If that's what you're looking for, this is not the place. Okay? This is about building, undoing habits that have already been formed. It is about creating new habits. It's about creating a way of thinking. It's about creating a way that we look and navigate the world. It is about helping children to be safe online. It's about helping children to have the confidence to speak up and to have a voice when it is needed. It is about teaching children that they live their life from the inside out, not the outside in. And how we do this is that, excuse me, we have growth tools. So as well as you having your program that you will work through weekly, we also have these growth tools which your child can come in, create their own dashboard. If you have more than one child, each child will have their own dashboard. They have a fun way of creating their avatar, depending on what age they are. So you could have a child who is 7 and you could have a child who is 14. They will have their own dashboard. They will have their own growth tools. So we will be building gratitude, affirmations. We will be building vision boards, goal setting, setting targets. We will, on the dashboard, there will be a feed, just the same as a Facebook feed, where the children can post their wins, where parents can come in and can ask for support. So it is a community, but it is about building positive, productive habits. Your children then, it's fun because for every day that your child goes in and builds up routine, they win prizes, they win points, we collect coins. So we are going to build this out so that this becomes a virtual world, but a virtual world that you want your child to belong to. Because they will be surrounded by like-minded children, and you as a parent or you as a teacher will be surrounded by like-minded people. So at this moment in time, Aileen has talked about the program from home. if you're on here because you're a teacher and you want to deliver this in your school, we also have a program to take the teacher through it. Then the school can buy a license, and we can talk about that at a later point. Basically, where we go from here is, if you want to know more, if you want to talk to me about your child specifically, if you want, Anne is going to ask us now some questions that she feels would be useful for you. But what I need to say to you is that you will not find this anywhere, because I spent over a year looking for it. This is the first of its kind platform. It is about growing your child. It is about supporting your child to be the real person that they are. And there is absolutely nothing wrong. It's actually the way we're supposed to be, for your child to achieve academically, but also to be creative and use their imagination at the same time. The problem here is children have stopped thinking. It is instant gratification they are looking for all of the time. I see children on a daily basis. If Google doesn't give them the answer, they don't want to know. They try something, they don't have the will or the persistence. We teach will, we teach persistence, we teach perception, we teach self-image, we build habits, all through the portal. Parent is supported, the school is supported, the coach is supported, the child having a parent, a coach, and a teacher all delivering the same information. That is going to be a very different adult. And I say, if you show me a 7-year-old child and you let me talk to a 7-year-old child for 10 minutes, I will tell you the adult that they will become. So what I'm saying to you here is, you will not find this anywhere else. We are building a movement. We are creating a community. If you want to be part of that community, whether you want to be part of it because you're a parent and you want your child to have access to this, if you're a school and you're interested in bringing this into your school, if you are a coach and you want to coach children yourself, then what Aileen is going to do now is she is going to drop a link or book a call. Anne is coming on board with us because what Anne has is she's experienced as a coach, but Anne also knows your culture. So should you come on board with us in the academy, Anne will be there to support you and guide you culturally. She will be there to support and guide you as a coach. I will be here as the mentor for everyone, but it's very much cultural led. So there will be obviously things that are so very important for your culture that I don't have the awareness of. I now am absolutely delighted and so grateful that I got this opportunity this morning. This is like blowing my mind completely that I have you lovely people who are still with me on this call, and I am reaching out now to people in Taiwan and China. I mean, this is just my wildest dreams when I started this 6 years ago, to think that I would have the opportunity to share this with you. And ultimately, I want every child to have access to this, but I can only do what I can do, and then the decision has to be left with every individual. As I said to you before, every individual on the planet is going to have to make a choice at some point. The problem is that 97% of them are unaware, and they will make the choice, sadly for them, when it is too late. And then their choice is going to be about labels and medication. So basically what I'm saying to you is that if you want to move your child from here on the left, poor self-image, no goals, a drifter, lack of self-worth, anxious, floating, emotionally unintelligent, depressed, poor communication, lacking leadership skills. If you want to move your child from the left to the right, where you've got a leader, you've got a content child, you've got strong self-belief, you've got a goal achiever, you have got good friendships, good communication skills, good decision-making skills, this is the place. This is the place for you. And I guarantee you, and I know that you don't need to believe me, and I shouldn't even ask you to believe me, because I am just this woman who's appeared on your screen on a Sunday evening, who's from somewhere in Ireland, who's got this crazy idea of changing the future life of children all across the world. And I haven't built up that trust with you, but what I am telling you is that I've seen it. And just so that you can hear from a parent, Aileen is going to send to you all, or send to Anne actually, we'll find a way of getting it to you, because we've got it translated from English into Chinese, because the lady herself is from Scotland, which is another country, and she speaks very fast, and even faster than I do. So that's fast. So we're going to get that to you so you can hear from a real life parent who has been through the academy. Aileen is going to drop a link. You've heard enough from me, I'm guessing. And I am sure that dinner is calling. But Aileen is going to drop a link in the chat. The link, I think, is, have we got it? Yes, it's there.
Yes.
If you just want to have a chat with me, listen, I am always going to give you value, even if you don't buy into the program. We are looking for aware people. You are aware because you're on this call. We are looking for founding parents. We are looking for founding schools. We want to walk you literally by the hand through this experience for your child. So if you see yourself as one of those people, book a call with me. Even at the end of the call, if you decide it's not for you, I will still give you something you can take away to help you in your home with your child. Just as I did yesterday, as Aileen said, I had a parent who reached out to me on Instagram. She says her daughter was devastated because she had got exam results and she's only 11. And she was devastated because she was now not going to get into the school that she wanted to get into. So I jumped on the call. I didn't ask for anything. I just told that child that what that piece of paper told her was what she was able to recall inside 2 hours. They actually should be sending another piece of paper, which was telling her about her commitment, about her resilience, about her discipline, about her work ethic, and about just how phenomenal she actually was. And if she had got that piece of paper, she would have got A's, top grades all over the place. But what was she focused on? She was focused on what she was able to recall in a test, because she was taught what to think. But can you imagine if she had been taught what to think and how to think at the one time? What would the piece of paper have said? So I am going to now hand over to Anne to ask Anne, are there any questions? But I urge you all, please be part of this solution. Please be part of this movement and book a call with me.
And I just want to say here, it's, for me, I've experienced not being able to sit an exam. I've experienced the part of I've got the top results. So both I've experienced. If I had had this as a child, my life would have been different. I wouldn't have went and spent 25 years. So what I'm saying is the loss, your child doesn't understand how to say what they're thinking, right? Because they've never been taught it. So how can they go to you and say is, I feel like I'm not good enough? And then you will do the whole, oh God, you're good enough, and doesn't teach the child anything. This does. I can't emphasize enough how this will change your child's life. not based on an exam, based on who they are.
Okay, thanks, Ellie. Have we?
Yeah, thank you so much, Katharina and Ellen. It's so moved me, and I resonate it so much. It's exactly the same experience I have, and I believe that here many parents or teacher has the same experience. So yeah, so I speak Chinese now, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. 所以在座的各位朋友们，非常感谢你们立心啊，非常感谢你们。Hello，嗨，
他睡着了。
小朋友都一起参加。对
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Angela.
Hello, Angela.
Angela. You're so beautiful, Angela.
You're beautiful too.
Oh, you're a sweetheart.
所以谢谢，还有 Ruby，欢迎你，谢谢你们来。然后还有在座的各位哦，真的很感谢大家从头听到尾。那我自己在刚刚听的过程当中是非常的感动的，因为我觉得好像就是他们在讲的那个从小很会考试，一路长到大，到好像学业上表现都很好，可是我一直觉得我不够好。那我觉得不管是在学业上表现，或者是任何方面呢，我相信大家应该都是有同感的，就是我们的这个整个教育是没有去让孩子去发展他的对自我的价值感，不是因为这个成绩。我们现在孩子被定义为说我成绩考怎样，我就代表多少价值，这个是让他从此之后他这样子定义他自己，然后他要花好多年的时间再找回他自己。那这个也是我自己的心路历程，我真的花了好多时间好多的钱去学习好多东西，就是为了找回这个自己，这个真正的自己。那我也一直在寻找这些方法，就像他们一样，他找了很多年，有没有什么方法我们可以不要走这样这么走长远一条路，这么辛苦，我们可以在7岁的时候，我们就可以学到这样的东西。我们从小就可以被鼓励做自己，可以真实的表达自己，而且本来就知道自己已经足够好，自己是很有价值的。所以这个也是我刚刚跟他们就是非常非常有这个使命的共振。我觉得一定要把这个资讯这样的一个方法交给我们的下一代，尤其是在这个时代，他们面临的挑战比我们当年还要更大。这个整个社群的媒体这样子泛滥，那所以我想我们大家都不希望孩子们再走跟我们一样的路，我们都在体制当中就是受苦过。对，所以今天就是真的很高兴把这样的一个资源，这样的一个机会带到大家的面前。那我觉得大家如果刚刚听了，你觉得你有共鸣，或者是你想要更多的了解，真的可以把握住这个机会跟 Katrina 聊一聊，她真的在教育上非常多年的经验，而且她是科学背景的，她整个课程的设计都是完全基于科学的。总之呢，就是大家可以跟他好好聊一聊，就把握这个机会，然后说不定这个平台真的可以帮助你的孩子，我是非常非常相信的，可以帮助你的家庭、孩子的未来，他在这时候就已经重新就建立他本来就应该要的这个设定，本来就应该活出他自己。我们从小就要把这样的一个资讯交给孩子，那他的未来会很不一样。我们希望孩子每一个都是很清楚自己的价值，很有自信，能够做他自己，然后他的生活是不只是各方面，就是内在的健康健全，他的外在也是很有成就，而且是活成他想要的样子。所以就是非常感谢大家各位有意识的家长今天来到这里，那我也希望邀请大家一起来参与，我相信越多的人来加入这个，然后让我们一起改变下一个世代，让这些孩子们他们成长的过程中是很开心很快乐。 可以勇敢的追求他们梦想的人生，不再受限于任何外在的环境或是别人的期望，他们就是做他们自己，活得很快乐。那我们大家都会很开心。对，好，我简单的分享到这。那大家如果有问题，你可以现在把握一点机会，可以放在留言区，或是也许你开声音直接问都可以。你要我翻译也可以哦。有没有人现场想要问问题的？Okay. It seems like they don't have question or they are typing. Yeah, but let's see. Yeah.
And if you just want to, just let them know that even, the best thing to do is just book a call, and then you can jump on the call with me. We can do a Zoom call personally, and then you will be there to translate if there are other questions. I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah. 所以就是大家你有兴趣想要多了解的，然后跟 Katrina 聊一聊的，就跟她约一个这个谈话，就是在线上 Zoom， 她会跟我们聊你的孩子，然后跟他的这个解决方案。然后我也会，就我时间可以配的话，我会跟着大家一起这样子，跟着你们一起聊。如果你需要一些翻译或是不清楚的地方，我很希望可以跟着大家一起这样。对，所以，OK。
I have a question. How do we go in the program, and how many times do we have to take to get in the program?
Well, Angela, I
Yes?
can think of nothing nicer for me than for you and your mom to go to the chat. Do you see the chat? And you see the little link?
The chat
Where's the chat?
here.
Okay,
here.
so you see at the bottom of your screen, you will see chat.
Chat. Yeah, we see the
Yes,
chat.
we see it.
Okay, so now if you open up the chat, can you see that Anne has put in a little link?
Oh,
Oh,
another
yeah.
link. Another link. The
Yeah.
book.
So if you click on that link, Angela,
Okay.
that will bring you to my calendar.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You're real me.
And I want to say that today's Mommy's birthday.
Oh,
happy birthday, Mommy. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
What's your mommy's name?
Lishi.
Amazing.
Lishi.
Yes.
Oh, happy birthday, Lishi.
Thank you.
I hope, Angela, are you spoiling your mum today, Angela?
No, I don't know.
You don't know yet. So, Angela,
Thank
if
you.
you click on that link,
Yeah.
and also what I'm going to say to you is, maybe I'll go into my calendar and put in a few morning slots. So the other thing, Anne, if you just want to say to them, if anybody wants to book a call, they can come back to you, and then you and I can arrange that time as well, because I put in a few slots on my calendar for morning time, because I appreciate that we need to work out the times. So if you don't find the slot on the book a call, Anne will be in touch with you anyway to follow up. And we can arrange a time for you. Sound good?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, sounds good. Are you going to be on the call, Angela?
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of questions to ask.
I would love to be working with Angela. I think you'd be so much fun, Angela.
Her English is better than me.
So
Well,
I
it's-
need her to translate.
Oh, wow.
Oh, very good. Very good. Her English is super, super duper.
My English in my class is top 3.
Wow. You are amazing.
Thank you.
Oh,
So Anne, we can communicate. Anne has given you her WhatsApp number there, and you can get in touch with Anne through that. At any time, if you have questions, it's been an absolute joy to be with you this morning and to get to share this really, really, really important work. I would love to have you on board as founding members, because the joy of being, and I suppose the opportunity of being a founding member, is that you will, for your community and your culture, you will be able to build it out and help us add things to it that your culture need. And you will have full access to whatever we have as we move through and evolve and make it even better than it currently is. So unless there's anything else, if you can think of anything.
No, I think that's all we covered. It's so good. So good.
Okay. So you we'll touch base then in the next day or so.
Yeah.
And see where we go from here. But listen, everybody, have a wonderful Sunday evening and happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
and bye-bye, Angela.
And we hope to see you all again soon.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Angela.
Bye. Have a
谢
nice
谢大
day.
家，Angela，
谢谢。
拜拜，丽晶，拜拜，
Bye.
Bye bye.
Say
Bye bye.
bye bye。
everybody.
Rabbit say bye bye.